Hi guys, this is Daniel from Brazil, and I'm here to talk to you about the hoverboard wheel. I've been seeing some videos online about people who really know stuff about hoverboards, and I had a problem here with a hoverboard that had a stuck wheel. So it was kind of hard to really figure out what the problem was, but after some time we discovered a little secret why we were having so much trouble to unassemble it and discover what was making the wheel be stuck. So if you are having this problem, if you have a hoverboard shop, or if you just want to know about problems like this, stick around. Here we are. It's pretty easy to unassemble the wheel from the hoverboard, and you will come to the wheel. You just have to get these 4 screws here off, and the wheel will come right off. It's simple. Everybody gets to that step. There is a video of another gentleman there explaining what there is inside the wheel, but he never gets to unassemble it this way. This thing here, it's always in the wheel. Let's talk a little bit about the wheel. The hoverboard uses a wheel which is a motor. So this is the motor. Therefore, to unassemble this, you have to figure out things about electricity, how things work. So let's talk about a little bit. Here we have the nucleus of, I don't know how you call this in English. In Portuguese, we have a funny word for this, but I'm sure it's not the same. So I call it the nucleus of the motor, electric motor. And here we have the outside of the motor, which is the wheel. Now we have little tablets here, and these little slabs of magnet, they compose the inside of the wheel. So this was the whole problem. The wheel was stuck because there's a washer between, there's a bearing that goes in here, before the axle goes in there. And then the bearing, along with the bearing, there comes a washer. This washer was broken. I don't know if you can see here, totally broken. And it jammed in the space that was supposed to be free for the engine for the motor to turn. So it was, blocking everything. So the problem is to unassemble it. When you get to this point, okay, your wheel is stuck. This thing will never come off. You do everything you can. You can hammer it. You can pull it with all the strength you've got. It will not come off because the magnetic force pulling this part in will pull this in with so much force that you can pull it a little bit out and suddenly it will go back in. It has a tendency to go back into place. So we figured that we had to, pull it out a little bit, then put a piece of wood around it and go pulling, and breaking it from going back in. But it was a whole lot of force because it gets to a point that it's a lot of magnetic force, so you really have to have some tension to extract it from there. But just know that by pulling here, when you pull on this axle, I put some pliers here, those vice grip pliers, and we pull it really hard. And by pulling here, this is what this video is about. I'm going to tell you that you're not damaging this system, the motor or the wheel or any piece, okay? So what you have to do is to pull it real hard, really hard. I'm not going to even get close to it right here because I'm afraid that it will suck it right back in. So you have to do that, have to trust me. You pull it real hard, it will come off, and you can clean it. You see, here's a little, it's not damaged, but the washer really caused it to kind of scratch it inside. So we have to clean it from any debris that was left, because this is magnetic, and any piece of metal, which probably iron, will be stuck here, so you have to clean it. And I am figuring that I'm going to assemble this without this washer, because I think this washer is not necessary. Hoverboards operate, with very low forces, because, normally it's a kid or even a grown-up, but that's just 100 kilos at the max. So I don't know, 200 pounds, if you want in pounds. I don't think that's enough to damage. You don't need a spacer between the washer and the axle. I will leave this washer out. I don't have one to replace. I'm not going to look for one. I'm just going to stick it back in, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work fine. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I can help people around the world with this information, since I hadn't seen it before. Bye-bye.